Hello there. My name is Kit Rackley, my pronouns are they, them, and this is Coffee and Geography. The aim of the show is to get to know, explore and celebrate the diverse and intersectional range of people on this rock we call home and their love and passions of it. We'll find out why guests identify as geographers, and if they don't exactly, we'll have fun exploring all the myriad of ways that connects their life to geography. So, pour your favourite brew, get cosy and listen in. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Twitter at CoffeeJogPod. Off we go. Hi everybody. So, season 1 of the Coffee and Geography podcast has come to a close. It's been my first foray into podcasting as a host and producer, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Sure, the production side of things has been taxing at times, but I've loved developing new skills. But without a shadow of a doubt, it's been all the guests that have given me the most pleasure. You know, I've spoken to teachers, students, actors, authors, activists, scientists, and more, dotted across the world from a range of different backgrounds. I set myself high expectations with regards to the diversity of guests. I don't think I quite got what I would have hoped, but this is only the first season of the podcast, and hopefully of many, and I've only just started building connections. So what I'm going to do here to wrap up the season is, rather than giving my highlights and favourite moments, I thought I'd put together a piece of poetry where I have threaded together all of the "We Are All Geographers" keywords chosen by each guest. And if you're not sure what that is, then "We Are All Geographers" was a little game I played where each guest had to link a word to geography in the loosest sense, and then choose a word for the following guest to do the same. And I had 30 seconds to try and come up with those connections. I put all of these words into a lovely piece of word art that you can find on my website, and I'll put a link in the description. And all that's left to say really is to head over to the that Coffee and Geography podcast page, catch up on all the conversations you may have missed, or indeed listen back to your favourites. And please consider liking, rating and subscribing to the podcast via your preferred platform or app. It really does help, because it drives traffic to the podcast. More people listen to it, more people share it, and then that gives more impetus and more of a kind of a platform for me to continue doing this kind of work. So it really does make a difference, and thank you in advance for doing that. So without further ado, I will leave you with the remainder of season 1 of Coffee and Geography, and what's left of it, with this poem, which I have titled Baamaapii. It's just me sitting here with my cup of tea, thinking about the souls I've connected with, the minds I have explored and the stories I have listened to. What is it about geography that makes me want to take to poetry and journey from one end of the line to the other, pausing at each stop to ponder, to observe, to find a community, unfamiliar and outside the experience of me, to hear how they would battle a flood, dance to a beat, meld intersectional cultures, and act so motherly. Now, I do talk a lot as I seek and discover melting pots. Maybe it's FOMO, or maybe it's finding hope within the geography to restore a faith in humanity. Now, on from a teacher trio, I recall fondly a soul from Rio who can paint words exquisitely as she can birds. A challenge it should not be for girls to aspire to STEM. Many examples have been set, such as a friend with bouquets delivered with passionate jazzy praise. Lessons taught true and through a feminist gaze. It's no threat. Embrace. Have faith. Look inside yourself to dismiss demons and wraiths, to emerge from the coal mine of disconnect and dispassion. I too often need a map to find my way or escape a trap, be it by ladder or trampoline. Getting creative also helps find a path, helps communicate, translate, talking through baking cakes and crocheting scarves, chatting to fellow geeks about various GIS techniques, both exposes and breaks the north-south divide. We can meet in the middle and not be fearful of the abnormal or paranormal, because those angels do exist, and even though they may be sorely missed, causing one to be discombobulated, comfort is found by sharing stories of loss, of what might have been, but also acknowledging what has come to pass instead. Conversations are key, and these have certainly enlightened me, how language is more than just words. It can be unspoken, felt, transcending and connecting places and people. India, Portugal, UK, beyond. And comedy can cut through too. Take stories of exploding leeches and leopard poo, and yet I still learn a thing or two. So did the mini geographer, who thought it was quite fun, clearly inspired by this art. Now, while I have certainly had laughs talking about people's crafts, privilege checks and eye-openers I've had too. Justice without equity is no justice at all, and climate reparations mean nothing without the leadership of the Global South. And admittedly, my platform is Western bias. Without being nefarious or impious, I'm curious about everyone's story, especially of those proven allies. No cover-up, no secrecy. My intentions to spy are true. To gaze closer, to look deeper, decipher nature's secrets, a keeper of primordial knowledge, the aroma of Assam tea, an embodiment of one's soul, conducive to finding happiness within. Happiness need not be elusive when engaging in conversations inclusive of experiences outside of your own, even connecting with another outside the binary. The pictures taken and shared with me sharpens my spatial awareness. From photographs to musical tunes, getting down to the beetroot in the afternoons. We're down with the kids, right? Right? Okay. We'll settle for empowering them, enabling youth to fight the good fight, because they are saplings to be nurtured into forests of strength anew. Watching these plants grow into stars and listening to them illuminates our surroundings. So let's be more attentive, because there is far more contrast than I realised when I simply opened my eyes. How much more could we see if we slowed down, uncaged ourselves, got on our bike, or kept our head up as we walked? We'll notice the colour and flair within what we build and wear, and if a boy could harness the wind and we could Chikondi Chilimanja in friendship, well, together there is nothing we can't achieve, even between the ends of East and West Africa. And my discourse has been graced by an everyday Yorkshire lad who embraced the role of president, his lineage documented digitally amongst a treasure trove of other stuff, dusted in fresh chalk. Oh, how I could squirrel myself away recalling these chats day after day, but there are so many voices that we must hear, so many lived experiences that I could never have, but maybe some I might share, all in common humanity. And when voice becomes a chorus, we'll never succumb to the impossible. Students teach the teacher and remind me why I'm in the game, bonding over mountains and more. The purpose geography gives us allows us to deeply discuss our sense of place and time. So, let us slow down and take the scenic route, become rangers of our own space, treating it with grace like a ballet dancer with soft bass. View it through each lens and angles never considered. A young teacher does well to become wise through listening. And it is in this way we stop becoming astray. We understand the unnatural is invasive. So let's reconnect, keep, and share knowledge. Agree, Mati, me, we. For if we don't, then forever it will be us and them. Any connection remains cryptid and alien. It's not a performance, it's science. It's human. It's natural. These conversations have been dear, all profound and enlightening, queer. But did you know Brer Rabbit isn't really who he say he is? Well, Disney's version anyway. Like fresh untrodden soil captured under toenails, I've picked up a thing or two. And although I'm pretty sure in my identity I've enjoyed hearing life's complexity, I'll take this into stewardship, freshly reverent. Thank you all. Baamaapii. Baamaapii. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you had fun. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe so more stories and experiences can drop into your favourite podcast app. If you fancy being a guest or have any feedback, follow us on Twitter at coffeegeogpod and send us a DM. Or you can email coffeeandgeog@geogramblings.com. Until next time, keep geogging.